Thank you for joining me. Hi, you guys. Welcome to Takeaway Tuesday. My name is Tina Kavergich. Right there. I am also known as Northern Stamper. I'm a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here to show you how to make some great cards. Today, what we're going to be using is the Painted Lavender Suite. Love it. Love it. And it is on page, if you look in the mini catalog, it's on page 22. So let's open it up and check it out. Look at that spread. So this suite comes with some rhinestones, DSP. There's the stamp set here. This is the stamp set here. Some really cute paper butterflies. Love them. And sentiment with some dies. Both stamp sets come with dies, but this one is great because it has just sentiments itself. And the bundle comes with these postage stamp type of dies that we will be using today. So I wanted to show that to you. This is a great suite. Love it. And we are going to be using that up today. So just wanted to let you know that, yes, celebration is ending soon and you want to get in on this. So when you purchase at $60 or $120 or one level or any level at $60, you could choose a free item from either the catalog or they've updated it. And there's items in the online that you can choose from at the $60 or $120. If you have any questions, always drop me an email, northernstamper@gmail.com, and I can help you out. Also, during celebration, they offer a to get a starter kit. They've actually added a little bit more. You can either choose two options. Option one, you can get a glass mat and all of the stuff that goes with the glass mat. Or option two is you can have more at $41 extra product and get some more goodies. Now, I highly suggest that if you are looking at getting a Stamp and Emboss machine, go for option two. That is the best way to get the Stamp and Emboss machine, which is a regular $175. You also can get a little bit more product, take it up to $206, and you only pay $135. I know it sounds confusing, but just, drop me an email and I will help you out on that. So that's a great deal. So also, heads up, you guys, I'm going to sweeten the deal. You know what? This is leap year, and what I'm going to do is on February the 29th, I am going to offer anybody that orders with me for $29 or any level of $29, I will send you 29 sheets of a 6x6 designer series paper. Why not? 29 for 29 plus celebration, $60. Oh, does it get any better? Oh my goodness. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you are ready to start today's card using the Perennial Suite. I love this. Okay, great. Thumbs up. Let's get started. Of course, I always stick all my items in my little box. You've seen my box often. So what we're going to be using today, because I am in the trailer again, I have kind of some limited supplies. So I had to pre-cut some items before I came down because they didn't quite fit through the mini machine. So even though I had the mini machine, I had pre-cut and some items before we get started. So let's go through what we got here. So let's start off. We've got some ribbon here that we're going to be using. I'm not sure exactly which one. This is Lost Lagoon. Works really well with this designer series paper that we're using. This is the Pool Party ribbon. I love it because it's wrinkled, just like me. And this is actually, you can get it at the $60 level. This ribbon is really, really nice. It folds nicely and makes great bows. Okay, we have some designer series paper. There's a couple of little strips, okay? So just in case we got that, right? On the strips, there's a strip of Blackberry Bliss cardstock. So I have it so that must not be that one. It's this one. So it just fits on. It's 4 inches wide and just a little bit on the top and bottom for you. Okay, so we have that. Remember I talked about the postage stamps? So we got a couple of those postage stamps. And what I did is I measured and I kind of cut the very vanilla cardstock to fit in each of these. And this is what we're going to be stamping on this. Okay, we're going to be stamping on that. I think I'm going to cut it down. See, it's a little bit too wide, so I'm going to cut it down a little bit. So we will be doing that too. We also have a piece of crumb cake, and that's going to be on our front. And what you can do is emboss this if you like with the any embossing folder, and it's going to look really nice. Now, I don't have the large embossing machine, so I can't emboss this just for that. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to show you two options. I'm going to give you two options on this. You can emboss it, or you can go along with me, and we will be doing some stamping on that. This is our card base. So it is the beautiful Blackberry Bliss, just regular cut and scored for our card base. And on the inside, because this is a dark cardstock, on the inside, what we're going to do is we are going to be placing a piece of Very Vanilla on the inside. Okay, so those are the pieces that we are going to be doing for today. So what I'm going to do is, remember I had mentioned that this piece is a little bit wide. What I'm going to do is just take it down so it fits in. So I'm just going to take it in, cut it down just a smidgen. See, it's just a little bit. So I'm just going to cut off, because if I cut off too much, I can't glue it back on. It's like cutting your hair, you know. I'd like my hair cut long, please. That just doesn't work. So I'm going to put it in, and now you can see there's a nice edge all the way around both of those. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be stamping on these pieces of Very Vanilla. So let's get these two pieces out. Okay. Move all of this off to the side so that you can see. And we are going to be using, from the Painted Lavender, I'm going to be using this greenery. And I'm going to be using these two here. These are the lavenders I'm going to be using here, these two, right? So I'm going to get them out. Okay, got one, and I've got another one already. So, got them on our block, placing them on our block. I have them all on the block. And what I'm going to do, you'll notice that I'm putting them on the block sideways or on an angle, because I find that when I place it on an angle on purpose, I'm less likely to make a mistake or have it offside a bit. All right, clear block, clear stamp means that we got to have a Pearson mat underneath. Okay, you want to always have a Pearson mat when you have something clear like this. Okay, all right. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some stamping here, and let's get some color. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to be doing the lavender pieces that are on here. Oh, this one needs a little bit of wetting. So let's put that on, make it a little sticky. You can see I've used it a lot because it's not so sticky anymore. So I'm going to get some inks, and I'm not sure exactly what color I'm going to use. Let's see what we got. We got some, I'm going to take my DSP, and I'm going to see, oh, maybe that color doesn't quite match, so I'll take that out. Oh, that would look good. And the Highland Heather. So I think I'm going to use these two purples for the flower. Okay, so what I did is I just kind of laid the paper on and see what matches the best. Okay, there we go. Or you can always look in the catalog, and in the catalog it tells you what color is in the designer series paper. All right, let's get stamping. What I want to do is I'm going to use the lightest color first. Oops. And I'm going to stamp some flowers behind there. Okay, I'm going to open that up. Now I got the large one and I got the small one. So let's get started with the large one. I'm going to use the large one. I'm going to ink it up. Now you'll notice I'm patting and turning, and I'm not going to stamp in one specific spot to pick up the ink, because the ink could be anywhere on that pad. So, you know, straight up and down. So there's that. That's looking really good. I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to go a little bit lower. Okay. So now I have those two in that color. I want to bring in the Highland Heather ink, which is a little bit darker. And I'm going to be using the smaller Highland, the heather here, the lavender, I mean, right here. So I'm going to be using that. So the first one I used was the large one. Second one I'm using is the smaller one. Okay, so I'm going to look at that, ink it up. And I'm just going to go over top and off to the side. I guess it would help if I took that off. There we go. That kind of helps. The one, and you can see the color difference. It is much darker, and that is what I'm trying to get to. So I'm kind of hiding those flowers in between, and yeah, it's going to go off the page a little bit. So I added the flowers in. Okay, so we got that. All right, so I'm going to place these back in my stamp set, otherwise I'm going to lose them. You never know. And let's see, what can we do is we can add in here are these cute little butterflies, and I'm going to add the little butterflies on here. And I got two colors. I could add either the Pretty Peacock or the Lost Lagoon, which is a little lighter, and I think I might use that for this piece of leaf. So I'm going to do the Pretty Peacock with the butterflies. Okay, you notice I didn't quite do any leaves quite yet. Oh, butterflies are flying away. Okay, all right, I'm going to be stamping those on straight up and down. Oh, that looks great. So there is a little bit of ink on this block because I stamped straight up and down and I didn't rock it back and forth. That did not transfer onto my paper, and that's what you want to look for. So I have that because I have the Pretty Peacock, and I think that color is really nice. What I want to do is I'm going to add a sentiment on here from the Perennial Postage, and I'm going to use Big Hugs. I think that's going to fit in. And this one, oops, let's just take off these little butterflies. Ooh, they're flying away again. Put those over there. And I'm going to put that on there. So I got it on the block. Now I don't need actually the Pearson mat because it's a red rubber. So I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to put that up near the top. Straight up and down. Is that crooked? Oh, that is crooked. All right, let's flip that over. I'm going to actually flip it over because I don't even know. Let's see. I'm doing this all upside down, so it's a little bit more difficult. So straight up and down. Whoop. I think that's crooked too. Oh, well, that's okay. All right. And what I want to do is I'm going to bring in some little of those leaves. I want to bring in some leaves on this, and I want to bring a little bit of leaves into that coloring over there. Put those over there. And oh, get our Lost Lagoon. I have the Lost Lagoon, one of my favorite colors. I love this color. I'm going to ink it up. Now all I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to do a little bit so it kind of just goes on, just on the edges. Okay. I'm trying not to overstep into the flowers. Okay. Just want to add a little bit of that in there. There we go. You know what? I can always add another piece of the little flower right up in there if I want. Let's see what we could do. Let's take a look. Okay, I'm looking here and I'm thinking, do I want that? Or there's another bouquet of flowers here, which might be a little heavy. Let's just lay it on and see what it looks like. Okay, I think that's going to be a little heavy. So I think I'm just going to go with this little one. And I want to pick up a light color. All right, let's go back onto this light color. And you can see just a little bit is coming in There we go. Just adds a little bit of color. Okay. So now that I have these done, what I can do is actually glue these onto those postage stamp cardstock pieces that I had. These ones right here. I can glue them onto that. Now what I'm going to do is, my friend, if you've been following me, I've been working very hard at working with only a little bit of liquid glue. So I'm kind of a new user of the liquid glue. And apparently I went a little crazy before, but I'm working at it. Using just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to place that on there and let that dry. Okay, what I want to do next, I'm going to let that dry. Remember I talked about this crumb cake? You can emboss this with the new embossing folders that they have. It's going to look absolutely fantastic. I'm going to tell you, it's going to look great. But because I don't have the large Stamp Emboss machine, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to emboss with the mini. So what I'm going to do is I decided I'm going to do stamping on here. And I'm going to be adding some of these leaves onto this instead. Again, I'm going to pick up the Lost Lagoon color, ink it up, and I'm just going to add some along the edges there. Okay. I'm just going to splay them like that. Okay, you can see how it fans out a little bit like that. I want to leave it like that for now because I'm not really sure. Do I want to add more? Do I want to add some flowers? I'm not sure. Okay, the idea behind this is what I thought is I'm going to lay this on top, right? So it spans it across. I'm going to put that piece on top with the DSP. That looks pretty cool. But what I wanted to do was add this on here. Okay, just like that. And I can offset it with a bit of this. Now I can kind of work this away that I kind of got 3 pieces. I like that. That looks really good to me. And what I'm going to do, I might add another butterfly up here. I like the little leaves. I could bring it up a little bit more if I want to stamp a little bit higher, but I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is at the moment. I'm going to glue this all down now. So let's move that off. Add some glue. A little bit in each corner. You don't need a whole bunch. As my friends always seem to tell me, I get a little carried away with the glue. The liquid glue works really well. It's nice and strong. Let's add that to that card base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. There we go. I'm going to have a little bit on the bottom just to give a bit of a frame there. Okay. Again, we're going to be adding some glue to this. What I would do is for different heights, I don't seem to have my dimensionals with me, but I'm going to place this one down straight. But if I had my dimensionals, I would take this one that has, and I would put it on dimensionals on here as it spans across. And then it would add some height, but I don't have that at the moment with me. So I can't, I'm going to have to just do with what I got. So I'm going to place that on top. Okay. Now, remember I had the ribbon left over? I can add a bow. I could run this across. That would look really nice too. Actually, I think maybe that's what I'll do. That's a little big, but you know, I still like it. I think I'm going to add this. I really should have done this before. You can tell that I'm kind of going a little bit. It's kind of like an afterthought, but that's okay. I'm going to run that across and I'm going to tape it on the back. Here we go. Tape. And tape. And I'm going to place that across. I really like that. I think that looks really cute. And liquid glue is still working that I can actually maneuver it around. I got another little piece. Let's see. Okay, can I add this in here? All right, work with me, baby. You can do it. There we go. Oh, look at that. That looked great. All right, let's add this to our card base. This was actually pretty simple, don't you think? Let's add this to the card base. You can actually use dimensionals, which would work really well. If you have any questions about what you want to place in your starter kit, just let me know. I will help you out. I'm always here to help you make the most for your money. I'm here because I love crafting, not because I love selling. There we go. So I'm going to add that on. Looks good. Now, all we need is a little bit of bling. Now, okay. Now, what I decided, there is some in the mini catalog. These are the pages from the Memories and More card pack, and actually there's somewhere got some really nice stuff in here. So they got these little gold leaves. I could always pull these off. Oh yeah, let's add these two right here. Tuck that under. Oh yeah, so it's like a three-dimensional. There we go. That's really cool. This is not what I had planned for at all for this card. Okay, I'm gonna tuck this in. I just love these Memories and More card packs. Let's add a little bit more. So I'm gonna connect them so it's like so they're all kind of coming from one point. Should I add another one? I think I should add another one. Now, I would add this butterfly, but it's white on very vanilla. So to me, that kind of clashes. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to place him back there. But I think I'm going to be, ooh, what's this? Ooh, got a whole bunch of stuff here. All right, I'm going to be using a little bit more of this guy. I'm going to make him a little shorter. And I'm going to pop him on here. Oop. 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 Not really sure where he's coming from. Let's just stick him on top. There we go. There we go. Don't forget, gotta add some bling to that. And we will also be decorating the inside of cards, so don't go away. So what I'm gonna do, remember there was that empty spot up here? Let's just add some gems. Okay. There we go. Got some gems going on up there. In that empty space. This one doesn't want to leave the paper. It wants to stay with me. There we go. So we have that all designed up. Let's place our very vanilla on the inside. Now you could stamp this, but I have a piece of designer series paper left over, and I'm going to add that on to the inside. Okay. Oop. All right, let's get this. Place that on the inside. And we got that piece right across. What I'm going to do is cut it back down to 4 inches so that it will fit. Okay. And because I'm doing this upside down, double check to make sure which way you're placing your designer series paper, that you don't place it upside down. Your cameraman's going to be fired if he keeps that up. All right. Again, a little bit of edge on the bottom. Adding that in. Look, there's a really pretty butterfly right in the middle. So there we go. There's that card all done. And I'm going to show you the card that I had. That I started with that looks nothing like this. Quite as much. All right, so that's today's card. I love how this turned out, considering that's not what I had planned. What I had planned was this card. Now, you notice that this is embossed. It looks fantastic when it's embossed. I really love it. This one is not embossed. I just decided to stamp. Now, this one is also a little slightly different of a fancy fold. I just cut off a little bit and folded it back and did it on the inside. Okay, so that gives you kind of a Z. And when you lay it down, you can see a little bit of on the top and the bottom. So they're the two cards that I had designed. This is the one I started with, and this is the one I ended up with. You know what? Sometimes cards don't end up the way that you think, but they're still very pretty. And I'm sure the people that will be receiving this are going to love it. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I hopefully given you some inspiration on a card to create for yourself today. Anyways, thank you for joining me for Takeaway Tuesday. Don't forget, starter kit deal. Can't go wrong. Also, 29 for 29 on the 29th. Something like that. Oh, don't forget, coming up in March, there is new online exclusive coming, and I love it. Anyways, I will see you next time, and I'll see you around. Take care.